R&B singer Chris Brown is set to pay big as a result of a dog attack.
A Los Angeles jury has found Chris Brown liable in a civil lawsuit stemming from a dog attack at his Tarzana home.
Has found that Chris Brown's security dog attacked his housekeeper, Maria Avila, in 2020.
A jury just ordered a Grammy-winning singer to pay nearly $13 million. And it's because of a dog, not a car crash, not a contract dispute, a dog. Today I'm going to walk you through exactly what that dog did, why the number is this massive, and what almost nobody is talking about, which is what happens to a dog like this after a verdict like that. Because this isn't gossip. This is an actual jury decision from July 2026. And once you hear the details, you'll understand why the jury didn't hesitate. Let's rewind to December 2020. At a home in Tarzana, California, two sisters, Maria and Patricia Avila, were working as housekeepers for R&B artist Chris Brown. They knew there were dogs on the property. What they didn't fully know was what kind of dog they were dealing with, or how it was being kept. The dog was a Caucasian Shepherd. If you've never heard of the breed, picture something closer to a small bear than a family pet. These dogs were originally developed as guard animals for Russian prisons. They can weigh over 200 pounds. Brown's dog, named Hades, was one of those. On the day of the attack, Maria was taking out the trash outside the property. According to her later court testimony, Hades attacked her without warning. She would later describe fearing for her life in that moment. The attack tore into her face and arm. Her sister Patricia witnessed the aftermath. What followed for Maria was years of surgeries, skin grafts, permanent facial disfigurement, nerve damage, and mobility loss in her arm. Here's where the story gets complicated and where most coverage stops short. Brown didn't deny the attack happened. Under California's dog bite law, he admitted a degree of negligence before the trial even started. What he disputed was how much responsibility was his. His defense argued that Maria had been warned to stay away from the dog, and that she went outside without an escort, despite that warning. Maria and Patricia both denied that any such warning was ever given. Brown also told the court that the dog wasn't just a family pet. It was being used for security at the property. That detail matters more than it sounds like, because in civil court, arguing you kept an animal specifically for its capacity to be dangerous can actually work against you. If you know a dog is trained or bred to protect through aggression, the law expects you to control that risk far more carefully than you would for an ordinary pet. The case went to trial nearly 5 years after Maria first filed her lawsuit in 2021. It lasted 2 weeks. On the 30th of June, 2026, the jury reached its verdict, and it wasn't close. They awarded Maria Avila $12.9 million for her injuries, medical costs, and emotional suffering. Her sister Patricia, who witnessed the attack's aftermath, was awarded $8,850 for her own emotional distress. And Maria's husband, Oscar Olivo, received $50,000 for what the law calls loss of consortium, essentially compensation for how the attack changed their marriage and family life. Add it up, and you get just under $13.8 million. For context, most dog attack settlements in the United States land somewhere between the tens of thousands and low single-digit millions. This verdict is an outlier, and legal analysts point to 2 reasons why: the severity of Maria's permanent injuries, and the fact that the defendant openly admitted the dog was there for protection, not companionship. If you want the real numbers behind cases like this, not just the headline, but what the verdict actually breaks down to, and why that's exactly what this channel does every week. Subscribe if that's useful to you. So what does a verdict like this actually change? For one, it sets a real precedent that other high-net-worth dog owners are watching closely. Owning a guard breed dog for protection doesn't shield you from liability in some ways. It increases your exposure, because a court can argue that you understood exactly how dangerous that animal could be and chose to keep it anyway. Insurance companies are already responding. Policies covering breeds, marketed specifically for personal protection, are getting harder to obtain and more expensive to maintain. And legal experts expect more lawsuits, like this one, inches the coming years, not fewer. And this connects to something bigger that keeps showing up case after case on this channel. Courts everywhere are shifting the same direction. It's not about which breed a dog belongs to anymore. It's about what the owner knew and what the owner did about it. That's the real through line in almost every major dog attack case going through the courts right now. Whether the dog belongs to a celebrity in Los Angeles or a family in rural Ohio. If this case actually taught you something about how liability works, not just the shock of the number, that's the kind of channel this is. Subscribe and drop a comment with which case you want broken down next.